What is a sales funnel for real estate agents? But first, let's hit it. Hi, this is Victoria Pinder. Welcome to Agent Wolves. I am a member of the Wolf Pack at eXp Realty, and if you want to join eXp Realty or you're thinking about joining eXp Realty and you're wondering what kind of training you'll get, I joined the Wolf Pack for a very specific reason. I got my entire upline. So if you join with me, you get me, access to me. We have Zoom call, and then also you get all of my uplines. You get so many resources that you will just be overblown with how many classes and how many things you can learn. So I highly recommend go to agentwolves.com, schedule an appointment, and let's talk right now. Now, today we're going to talk about a real estate funnel, sales funnel, and what is a sales funnel? Why do you need to know what a sales funnel is? And really, it all comes down to basics. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my background before we get into all of it and why it's essential and all of this fun stuff. But before I was a real estate agent, I did go to law school, so forgive the law background. I didn't understand the sales funnel as a lawyer, but I do really understand when I had to say, hey, I'm going to write novels. And then I started writing novels, and I said, how do I sell these books? And then I had to learn what a sales funnel was. And so when it comes to now, I saw if I can sell $3.99 and get myself decent money on a $3.99 book, now what can I do with the high stakes of real estate? And that is why I went into real estate to begin with, because I wanted to see what I could accomplish, understanding what I understood about sales. Though I was never a car salesman, I never worked in sales until I sold books of my own online. So it was one of those things like, okay, if I could do this, I can tackle that. So with that, let's talk about the information from you, because besides all of that, my favorite job I've ever had in the past was actually teaching economics to people. And you can probably tell that in all these videos because I talk about a lot of economics terms. So anyway, what is that? A sales funnel, it basically means everybody's at the top saying, man, maybe I'm thinking about buying a house, or maybe I'm thinking about selling my house. They're at the top, they're not quite there yet, and they're gonna funnel down, and people are gonna leave the funnel because they're not actually gonna buy or sell ever. But then the people who stay in the funnel, you're going to ultimately get a close with them. And so that is something we have to keep in mind. It's a structured progress of how buyers and sellers are going to go to their decision-making process. And what are you going to do with this? You're going to convert your leads into customers and then ultimately clients. So you're going to streamline your process as much as possible. Now you have to lead generate. Step one, how do you get anybody in your funnel? You need leads. And they can be cold leads. It's fine. Most of my leads are cold leads. So what you have to do is, maybe you're starting out, you're going to buy the leads, or you're going to use Opcity to where they're going to take 35%, but that doesn't mean that you're automatically going to get those leads, or you're going to pay for them, Zillow, Trulia, while you're building up your better methods of lead generating, which I 100% do. The more I have been as a real estate agent, the less I spent on lead generating activities, which is, an oxymoron, but it's really because I have a lot of follow-up, I have a lot of clients, and even though I didn't come from the area in which I work, so I have no base of, I can just call my neighbors and friends. I don't have that in my area. I do have them in other places, but not here. So what do I have to do? I have to get leads somewhere in order to actually sell them anything. So step one, you need emails. You need phone numbers. How do you get these? So you have to start somewhere. I would do it as low cost as possible, because the last thing you want to do is overspend on growing your business. Which is why I liked, honestly, Opcity was great for me. I know they took 35% of the ultimate sale, but I didn't pay a front. So that was important at the beginning of my career. It is less important now, but it was something to get people into my lead funnel. I need leads, right? So step one, lead generation. Step two, you then have to understand that the sales funnel, not everybody is going to be on the actual customer journey, but you want your customer journey to catch as many people as possible. It's super wide at the top is a funnel, and at the bottom it's a narrow group of people who are actually making decisions at a time. So you're not typically going to run out with 50 customers every single week. If you do, that's amazing and awesome. You've been doing great at all of that lead generating. Even if you got one a week, that is 52 clients a year that have bought a house, and that's a great number. So don't think, I'm not getting any sales because I don't have 10 people I'm helping at a time. I mean, maybe that's you, and maybe you are helping 10 people at a time, and that's awesome. But if you're not, and you're like one a week, totally fine too. So understand what your number actually should be that you will keep calm and actually be able to do work. And then we have to look at the 4 stages of that funnel. You need brand awareness. I know a lot of people skip that awareness phase of it. Digital advertising, social media. How do you get your name out there? Second thing you're going to do is once they've actually kind of know your name a little bit, then they're maybe going to consider you, start querying you. They're going to start asking questions, which is amazing. Right now, number 3, maybe they're not there yet. Maybe they're still like, oh, should I buy? Should I rent? But they started talking to you. Awesome. Number 3, they're actually going to come to some sort of decision. Are they going to be buying or selling that house? They're going to make a commitment. This is where our buyer agency, this is when their listing agreements get sold and then signed. And then at the end, we are closing on their buying or we are sold their home, which means they have gotten to their decision on their own. You did nothing bad. You are just helping them along the way. So you're always, as a real estate agent, being a helper, which I think is so many things people get wrong about our job. We're not out there for the money. We are there to help people go to their whatever they're going to next. So it's a lot of movement around here, which is why people buy and sell their homes. Next thing, we're going to have to understand and have training on this all the time. Make sure your funnel is getting the most conversion out there as possible. If your funnel has a lot of names in it, but no conversions, you have a conversion problem. So you need to educate yourself on who is in your funnel, what you should be doing in order to actually help these people better, and then put your effort into learning what you can learn so you can actually help people. And then you're going to develop your skills as well, because the better skilled you are as an agent, the better you can close on deals, the better you can get clients to talk to you even more. So they are querying with you, they're talking to you, and they're building trust with you because you have the communication skills, you have the information that they need. And that is something that you really have to always work on. Don't think you're at the top of your game, even if you're getting 1 a week, 10 a week, 5 a week, whatever closing that you're looking for, like your number that you want. Still, that's even more important to stay at the top of your game because that means that you have the more to fail. So you have a bigger fall. So that way we stay educated always, always, always. Next thing, if you're not getting that engagement, those queries, what can you do to build the queries, build the consultations, get people to want to talk to you? Are you offering some more additional resource? You're going to be there. You're going to offer cookies, whatever it is. And I do the cookie thing. I noticed I mentioned that. We can have cookies together if you're looking to buy or sell with me because, hey, let's talk at that point. And people feel calm about cookies. So yes, keep it simple. Also, make sure that your clients, once they're with you, get supported and informed the entire process. For instance, I love helping with new construction homes, and I will go to the site typically weekly and just update them on what's going on with that house if I can. I mean, if they're buying a house that's farther away from me, obviously I'm not going to do that. But if it's like a house down the block and around the corner, I'm going and I'm showing a video tour with my bomb and saying, this is what's going on with your house this week. I see lights, I see HVAC has been added there. And then after, you want to get more referrals, right? You want to build your business with referrals so you don't continually pay those Opcity or 35% fees. What are you going to do at that point? You need to make sure that you're keeping up relationships. You are talking to them. You're not just leaving a random gift. Random gifts are random gifts. They're like who you are. You want to show that you have service, you have something of need that you can give them, and that you are constantly like, hey, can I help you? What's going on at your house? Can I, hey, did you ever paint that room? Do you need a painter? Do you need an electrician? Do you need something? I'm just calling to check in with you to say hi, something like that. So you want to stay focused on getting referrals in the future by still being helpful, because that's our job, helpful. And then you want to monitor your results. That's the last thing I'm really going to talk about today. We're going to monitor our results for better outcomes. So if you see you are talking to a client for 6 months and then they close with somebody else, why? What did that agent give them that you didn't have them? Get the feedback. And negative feedback is actually more helpful sometimes. If it's just like, you suck, I don't like your voice. Well, obviously that is not helpful and not good for me. I know I talk fast. I'm not originally from North Carolina, though I work in North Carolina, so I do have to slow it down sometimes. But you want to be sure that you are understanding if it was an issue situation to where you didn't bring value or you weren't there, and it's not because you were on vacation, it was because somebody else could answer a need more than you could. what do you need to learn from that so you can actually offer the next person a lead? Always think ahead, always look back to our past, not to beat ourselves up, but to say, hey, I did this wrong this time. I'm not going to do that again. This is what I learned from this, and I'm going to learn this, and now next time I'm going to be the rock star at this because I now have this knowledge and information. So notice how I always say we move forward. We are not sitting there. You have to look back to reflect and say, man, I missed this deal, but And if you're missing a lot of those deals, there's really something you need to learn so you will never miss that deal ever again. Because that's the purpose. You can't go back and change the past, but we can change our behavior right now for the future. So what do we have to learn? What do we have to learn? What do we have to grow? And if you understand your metrics and you can track what is going on, you can help them with the sales funnel and you can help them. So with that, I'm going to tell you that if you are looking to join eXp as a real estate agent, please consider me as your sponsor. I'm happy to talk to you more in detail. You will get a local mentor if you're a new agent wherever you are. If you're a more experienced agent, we get to talk, which is awesome. And you can, when you're experienced, I get to learn from you, and I love that too. So anyway, pick me as your sponsor. Go to agentwolves.com, and I am happy to talk to you in the future.